Welcome to another episode of the Storm the Court podcast. I'm Zane Ellis, and I just finished watching a game that might just make or break a season for the Dallas Mavericks, who took on the Toronto Raptors. A high-stakes matchup. The Mavericks couldn't afford to lose this one if they wanted to secure their playoff spot. And boy, did they deliver. Let's get right to it. This game was a hammering, with the Mavericks defeating the Raptors 124-102. This was no ordinary win. It was a statement game. The Mavericks flexed their muscles in the first and third quarters, outscoring the Raptors 35-25 in the first and 30-18 in the third, showing that when they're on, they're really on. Expectations heading into this game were sky high. The Mavericks, boasting a strong 50-31 record, were heavy favorites against a Raptors squad struggling at 38-42. The buzz around the league was palpable. This game could dictate whether the Mavericks would face off joyfully in the playoffs or be relegated to play-in tournament uncertainty. Sports analysts had their eyes firmly glued to this one, with betting lines favoring Dallas by 2.5 points, and with an over-under of 225 points, people were thinking we'd see a points fest. Now, let's talk emotions. Watching the home crowd in Dallas tonight, I felt excitement and satisfaction, a relief that the Mavericks had stepped up in a pivotal moment. The Raptors, on the other hand, were met with disappointment. The home crowd was roaring, while Raptors fans had to scratch their heads at another inconsistent performance. Two words about the Raptors tonight: not great. Player performances were off the charts, but we have to shine the spotlight on Anthony Davis. 23 points, 10 assists, and a whopping 7 blocks. That's near quad-double territory, folks. His presence on both sides of the court was palpable. Then there were newcomers like Ochai Agbaji and Scotty Barnes, combining for 50 points. Imagine if these guys find this rhythm in the playoffs. I mean, it could be something special. But I want to get serious for a second. The Mavericks have to be giving up way too many easy buckets. Yes, they won, but they need to tighten up if they want to hold their ground against playoff contenders. All right, my gut feeling on all this is if the Mavericks can keep this up, they're looking at not just playoff contention, but a serious chance to go deep. Nights like this remind you that the league is in good hands with rising stars like Davis and Agbaji. But wait for it, we've seen flurries before this time of year. Call me crazy, but if they can't maintain this level of intensity, they'll fall flat in the playoffs. And boy, wouldn't that be a disappointing end for a team filled with potential? And let's not forget the Raptors. Who should be apologizing? Fans had high hopes for Scotty Barnes tonight, and while he dropped 26 points, it wasn't enough to keep his team afloat. They need to find consistency. And it sure wouldn't hurt if their young guys, like Ochai Agbaji, could find that kind of production against the top-tier teams. All right, folks, that's all for today, and we'll be back soon with more.